Alright, we're gonna go with, I think we're gonna go with this light for today. It's a little hot in here to have both lights on, so we're gonna have to pick one. I didn't think the other one did that much to help the situation, except, you know, there's a glare in my eyes, so I squint enough. I don't need to be squinting more than necessary today. So I did zoom us back out a little bit. So this is where we're at so far, you guys. We're almost done. We just have to finish throwing some high lady thingies on our tree, our second tree here. And then I think we have some grass, and then I don't know what else he has in store for us, but I don't think it's much because we're at the 24:06 mark on the tutorial, and the tutorial length, including end credits, is 26:50, so we are just about there. I'm not even sure what week we're on this project. 14, 15. We had a couple of short sessions, so, because, you know, it's summer and it's hot here. Alright. I would do music if I could get away with it. I used to do pretzel, but I'm really gun-shy about doing pretzel now because they muted one of my VODs, even though the attribution, the little thingy crediting the artist was running. They still muted it. And I'm like, why? That, coupled with the fact that I've been archiving this stuff on YouTube, I don't want double problems. So we're just gonna not. Sorry. We're just gonna not. I don't need the extra grief. Sorry if that upsets you. So, it is Sunday. I hope y'all have had a good weekend so far. It's also a holiday weekend. It is July 4th. Well, tomorrow's July 4th. But it's July 4th weekend. Let's say that. Let's call it that. Wow, that light is making that guy super bright. Oh, you. You weren't actually attached. Okay. Alright. A small piece of you was. Cool. Excuse me. Cool. Alright, so we're just gonna jump right in today because I don't know how involved today is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be that involved. But I really do want to get this wrapped up, and husband and I are eating together tonight, so I want to make sure that I get done not too late for that. I might have to zoom this back in, because you really can't see what we're doing here. So let's see, you're probably going to see a bunch of crap on my desk. Oh, wait. Alright, let's try. Let's try that. That might be a little too zoomed in, maybe? Let's see. It looks better on Twitch than it does in my preview window on on OBS, so let's try that. So I hope everybody's been having a lovely weekend. Well, as lovely as they can. I know it's been a tough couple of weeks for a lot of people. So what are y'all doing this weekend? Do you have a long weekend? Anybody gonna be doing some cookouts, going and doing anything fun, going to any fireworks shows? I'm not a huge fan of fireworks. I'm really sound sensitive, so the booms tend to bother me. So I'm not that big of a fan of them. I don't mind watching them from like far away, but I'm not too crazy about people setting them off close to my house. I could do without that. Yes, I could. So sorry for the late start. We're not terribly late. I mean, we're almost an hour late, but it's not too bad. I thought it was going to be a much later start because I didn't know what time I was going to be done doing the final edits on this article I've been working on for the WoW community I'm part of. But final edits didn't take that long. We got the things tested that needed to be tested immediately that we were unsure of. Fairly quickly. I knew that they weren't going to take that long to run through. Which is kind of why I was mad that I forgot to check them to begin with, because I was like, damn it. It would have only taken a quick second to do, and my silly butt forgot to do. Alright, so we're just grabbing some fluff, snaking it out here. I really gotta... What fluff do I have to get more of? We need more of our dark navy. I need to fluff some more black. We might be okay on this one. I need to see what the next felting project's going to entail, what colors we're going to need to have ready for that one. I'm not sure. I have to look. I think the next one in the next one's pretty bright, so it looks like it's more of our greens and blues and browns and stuff. We'll take another look. We're not doing needle felting next week, though. We're painting next week. So don't forget that. Got some orange poking through in that spot there, which I'm not real thrilled about, but okay, since these are highlighty colors, I'm not gonna kill myself to get on the or go out of my way, I guess is what we should say, to be right on top of the other blue that's down there, because then that'll help give it more of a shadowy feel. shall we say. Alright, it helps if we have the video in the screen in the corner instead of the comment section. Just a little bit. Just a little, you know. Okay, let me snip that. Remember to be careful when you're snipping close. I just got a fuzzy, loose straggler there. I wanna... Actually, this section's a little thick. And I realize it now looking at everybody, so I'm like, these highlights look a little bit brighter. Why is that? Because we got it a little thick there. Alright, just make sure that you're cutting your strand that you're trying to pull away and that you're not cutting into your piece. Because that would probably not be a good time. That could be a problem. Yeah, we're not doing anything special. If we'd had the money, we might have gotten some stuff to grill, but I don't know, as hot as it is, we probably would have been like, no, we're not standing over the hot grill. I'd probably fall into the category of, is this really worth it when we could just, you know, use the George Foreman grill inside? So, our current temperature when I last looked was 90-some degrees, and the heat index was 101, and I just looked at that a few minutes before we went live, so it's pretty toasty today. It did get down into the 70s last night, overnight, which was probably the only reason why I managed to get any sleep at all. Still pretty hot in our room though. But, you know, what can we do? We just kind of have to keep going, I guess. It's either keep going or melt into a puddle and evaporate, and I don't really want to melt into a puddle. It doesn't sound appealing. Cats would probably drink it. That's kind of gross. So there's your mental image for the day. Alright, so I'm just going to grab a little section of fluff like we've been doing. I just realized, is my camera muted? Or my... Okay, no. Camera's muted, mic is not. Okay, good. Sometimes I forget to unmute my mic, and we've been doing a lot of mic-less Minecraft lately. I can't remember if we did a mic-less Minecraft since we did Planet Zoo on Friday. And I wasn't sure if I'd remember to unmute the mic. But it doesn't look like we did another mic-less Minecraft since Planet Zoo Day. I've been busy, so had to get that article sorted and had to work on some stream prep for Wednesday. But I don't have to do as much stream prep as I did, since we're only down to the 3 characters left to go. So that's good. And with a bit of luck tonight, if it doesn't storm and the internet behaves, then we'll be able to hopefully finish prep on the last character I need to prep for Wednesday. I don't know if I'll be able to finish that tonight, though. If not, it'll definitely get done tomorrow. I have some house chores I need to get done this week, too. I have a rug I have to shampoo. Really needs to get shampooed. Alright, this guy is like super thick. I don't know what's going on with him, but alright, so we got that one, and it looks so bright on the camera. It's not actually that bright. I don't know why it's acting that bright. I guess it's just because it's on the dark background. So it's exaggerating it just a skosh. And this is kind of supposed to be... Wait, where's... Okay. I lost the support spine or whatever it is they call it on that front. I was like, wait a minute, where am I at? There's a lot of dark color on top of dark color here. Like, where did you go? Yeah, so we're not doing anything special. Not in the slightest. I remember one July 4th weekend. Actually, it was a July 4th weekend. It would have been July 4th weekend of 2018. We were on the road to go pick up my dad up in New Jersey. And I think it was on a Sunday that year, wasn't it? Or maybe it was on a Wednesday or something. I don't know, whatever day it was, people were like, don't leave that weekend. Don't leave that weekend. We're like, why? And ultimately it came down to the fact that we were like, you know what? We're going to leave early. Nobody's going to be out on the road that early. I think maybe it was a Sunday. I feel like it was Sunday. It was either Sunday or Wednesday. We're like, the only ones that are going to be out are going to be like truck drivers. And at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And I think we stopped in... Whenever we have to go to Jersey, we don't go up. We go through Tennessee. We don't go up through Illinois. We did that once when we moved down here. Never again. Never again. Illinois and Indiana weren't bad. It was just lots of cornfields. But we did not care for the steep grade coming out of Ohio from Pennsylvania, and we did not like driving through Pennsylvania. We're not fans of the Schuylkill Expressway at all. So we made sure to find a different way. I mean, the second way that we found still took us through Pennsylvania, but it missed the weirdness coming out of Pennsylvania and into Ohio. But it still put us on the Schuylkill and over Walt Whitman. The last time we went, we did we went up through Richmond. That was another whole ass adventure, but Russell liked that better than dealing with the Walt Whitman Bridge, so I was like, alright. He was the one driving, so. But we tend to end up stopping in Jackson, Tennessee. And the Holiday Inn that we tend to stop at when we go through Tennessee, like that's a whole ass day's worth of driving for us from where we're at in Arkansas. That's not an easy drive. It takes us about 3 hours just to get to the center of the state, 3 to 4 hours on the interstate. And Little Rock's not fun to dance around the perimeter of. We always have fuckery afoot when we do that. Not fun. So it's kind of nerve-wracking getting around there. And but we tend to step in Jackson, Tennessee, and there's like a baseball field right there. And I remember when we were last through there, I guess it would have been in 2018. It was 4th of July, either the day before or the day of, something like that, or that holiday weekend or something. And they were setting off fireworks. I didn't mind watching them from the hotel room, because I couldn't hear them going off, and they weren't like booming over my house, making loud, thunderous noises. Alright, I'm just trying to pull and twist at the same time just to try to thin this guy out and elongate him just a little bit. He still looks a little thick, but it'll probably be alright. Okay. Right, and then we're just gonna try to re-point that. Right, where are we? We're about here. Doesn't have to be exact, but I want to make sure that we're actually kind of in the right spot to make sense to be there. I don't just want to have it floating. That would be a little hard to explain. Okay. Much faster to put highlights on with paint. Much faster. But we're not going for speed. If we were going for speed, we wouldn't be doing this live anyway. That's for certain. And hey, I actually remembered to change the title today. That's awesome. I was about 15-20 minutes into a Mikeless Minecraft stream earlier this week before I realized, oh crap, it still says we're doing World of Warcraft. I was that tired. I just was like, let's just go. And I wasn't even paying attention. I was like, I muted my mic. And it took me a few minutes to realize, oh, hey, this is awkward. We're not actually doing well. We're very much not doing well right now. We did well earlier today. We've all done it. Well, most of us have forgotten to change the thing. At least at one point or another. maybe multiple occasions, although I've gotten better about that. I was just that tired. Alright, grab another section of floof. And when I go to refill my fluff for what we've used so far on this project, I will record some of it and show you how I prep the yarn, and I will stick that at the beginning of our needle felting section on my art playlist on the YouTube channel. Now it's just straight up art projects on that playlist. It's all of the thing, not every single thing we've done, because I only just started archiving the art stuff not too long ago, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a separate art channel on YouTube or just throw it all together. But then that's another channel I have to fucking deal with, so your girl ain't got time. I don't have the patience to be dealing with 3 YouTube channels, managing them, so yeah, that's just, we're just using the one main channel for gaming and art things, so I'm sorry if that offends anyone, but that's the way it is. Because I also help manage the WoW Challenges YouTube channel too, so I don't need another one to deal with. I just don't. No thanks. I got enough to keep track of. In fact, I need to put up the Planet Zoo live stream from Friday. It's been long enough now where where that can go up. So if there's ever a delay, well, there's gonna be a delay, let's put it that way. There's gonna be a delay between live streams being live here and them getting archived on the YouTube channel. It shouldn't be more than a week though, unless I'm out of town or something, which doesn't happen very often lately. But we have to wait 24 hours on the affiliate agreement where Twitch gets exclusivity to the live stream before I can archive it somewhere else, so that's why we have the delay in that happening, because I don't want things to get pissy. So I realized in the last stream, and I didn't really talk about it, but so I use a felting mat. This is 8x10. I think this was the largest one that I saw at that time when I picked it out. The traditional needle felting base is a foam mat. I don't like the foam mat. It's very scritchy. It's very like that awkward piece of chalk on a chalkboard that doesn't want to write, and it just goes, you know, it's kind of like that. And I can't with that. It hurts my ears something terrible. This is much softer sounding. It still has a scritch to it, but it's more like snow crunch. Like you're trudging through the snow or on gravel or something. It's a much softer sound than the foam. And my toolkit actually came with a small foam pad in it. So this is what the traditional pads sound like. Earbud warning in 3, 2, 1. it's much harsher. Much harsher. And it just goes through the middle of my ears, and I just can't. So, so that's my mat. I do have a handle. This came in my toolkit with my needle. My toolkit also came with an awl, like if you're trying to put like little animal eyes in the little figurines. Came with a little odd pair of scissors. And it came with 3, these are my straight pins. I just put them there so I could find them easier. It came with a glue stick, but no glue gun, which fascinated me because this is for a mini gun, a mini glue gun. I used to work for AC Moore, so like Michael's or Joann's, for those that are unfamiliar with AC Moore. They've since gone out of business. But this is a glue stick for a mini glue gun. I still don't understand why they put this in this kit. Because if you don't have a glue gun, this is absolutely useless. So yeah, I don't know. Don't know. And then it came with 3 different gauge needles. I use the small. Now it's hard to explain the difference between them. It's more about size and feel is the easiest way to tell. They don't really have a designation on them themselves that I've been able to see. So this is the large one. And I kind of mixed these up when I was putting them back in after I was looking at them the other. Oh, that's the broken one. I've got that other small that broke in there. That feels like a medium. Okay. So let's see here. This is the small and this is the large. So length is different. That might be about it. The large feels a little heavier than the small. But since this one's a little bit longer, it's also a little bit thicker. Let's see if we can do this without stabbing myself with one hand. I start to get nervous. Alright, so let me see. So the small's the one closer to my pinky, and then the large is the one closer to my wrist. So it's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit girthier than the small, and it's a little bit longer. Like, you can really only tell the difference when you have them together, but I think when I measured them for 9.5, this one was 3.5 inches and this one was under that. So make sure I can try to get these back in the same containers, because when I had them out the other day, I just started shoving them back in. I'm like, oh wait, I don't think I put them back in the right container. Oops, I think they got mixed up, but that's okay. And then mediums in between. And I prefer the single handle over the multi-handle. Not a fan of the multi-handle. The multi-handle gives me hand and arm fatigue. But then again, the multi-handle that came in this kit has 8 needles on it. So, he's kind of dangerous. Do not treat this as a toy. This is a tool. This is a dangerous tool. Look at all those pointy guys on the end. This is an 8 needle handle. I haven't even opened this. Ooh. Not even sure what gauge these are. I'm thinking they're smalls, looking at their length. Actually. Well, maybe they're smalls. Yeah, I think they are smalls. But, I know it looks like it would be faster. Let me put this guy back together. That would be faster because there's 8 needles on it, but it's also 8 needles that are spread out in a circle. So you have that section in the middle that you'll miss constantly. And it gets very heavy and fatiguey trying to shove that through all of the layers of fiber into the felt pad. So I tend not to use that one very much, and we try to keep him nice and snuggly in his bubble wrap so he doesn't cause anybody any grief. But yeah, I'm not comfortable using him. Once in a while I will use him to finish a section if it feels like it's being stubborn about getting all the little loose ends in, if I'm just trying to make sure that everybody's in place, and it'll be like a quick pass through. But you know, I'm even though it's a little bit slower, this one's a lot lighter to deal with it just the single handle, because the other one doesn't seem like it would be that heavy, but once you get going with it. Now, I could see maybe where if you're doing figurines where it would definitely be faster, but I don't really do the figurines all that much. I've only done 2. We've done Marvin, and Marvin was our first figurine attempt, so he looks a little rough. He's a little rough around the edges. And the chicken that was a Mother's Day gift. So I don't have the chicken in front of me. The chicken was gifted away. There's a picture of the chicken on Instagram. Maybe on Kofi. I can't remember if it's on Kofi too. So since I'm done that article that was just draining the life out of me because it was such a monstrous beast, I should have time this week to get some stuff put up on the Etsy store. I haven't had the time to go back through my inventory, so that's one of my goals for either Monday or Tuesday, depending on how far I get with the last bit of stream prep that needs to get finished. I feel like I might be able to get that done tonight, but, you know, we'll see. But my goal this week is to get some stuff put up in the Etsy shop. I'm putting the link everywhere. I really should. I have a few dollars. I really should get some stuff put up, and it's not a lot of dollars, but we've got a couple, I think. And I'm sorry, I don't offer free shipping right now. My ass is broke. I don't have the money to cover the shipping, so apologies, but and I'm only shipping in the US right now. I was willing to do international, and then the UK started doing weird tariff fees and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to deal with this. So for now, we're just gonna be doing in the US. And apologies about that. If there's something that you really want and you can help me navigate the fees and things to get your item and you are international, you'll have to message me and maybe we can work something out. But as far as through the shop itself is concerned, it's gonna be just US. And word of warning, I don't have fancy packaging. I don't have the money for fancy packaging. So it's not going to be like Flamingo branded stuff. If I ever get the money to do that, I will certainly do it. But, like I said, times are tough. And we work with what we got. And we don't have a whole lot of anything, so I'm not even sure how much I have in the way of packaging materials at the moment. I might need to go to Lowe's or Walmart and get a couple of small shipping boxes. I think there's a 3-day processing window on orders in the shop, in case it's a weekend when you buy something and I can't ship it yet because the post office is closed, and to give me a chance to run to the store to get a box in case I'm out of them. But I need to go through my inventory and put my hands on the things and inspect them before we relist them to make sure there's no damage to them. Because, you know, sometimes shit happens. The magnets, a couple of them have a small, tiny chip in the paint or a mark on it from how they were sitting in the box, which kind of perturbed me because I thought I had them in there fairly decently. So I have to go through them and physically check them before I put them up. I had been selling on eBay for a little bit, and then we kind of got turned off from eBay a little, so Alright. Now, I'll be doing the same thing that I did with the last needle felting project that we did, where we followed episode 1 of this tutorial, where after everything was said and done, I went and downloaded all of the live streams and did a speed felt, air quotes, speed felt edit. But even sped up to a comfortable watching speed, since I'm stabbing stuff without, you know, making people dizzy from the needle flying everywhere. It was still a 5-hour video. So but all of the sessions were in one go. So that took me a little bit of time to put together, because there was a lot of editing I did, and there was actually a couple spots that I missed cutting out that I was kind of mad about, but at that point I had already posted it, and I was like, well, shit. But I didn't feel like taking it down and re-editing it. Ain't got time. That was time consuming enough. So who's to say how long this one's gonna be? I'm not sure if... Oh, weren't actually in the pad there. I'm not sure if this one's gonna be the same length of time as the other one, to be perfectly honest. Just not certain. But I am super excited to get to our painting project. I've been wanting to work on that guy for a while. But I hadn't been sure how I wanted to approach him. But now I am. I know what I want to do with him. So that makes me happy. Now that I've figured out how I want to paint him, and I'll show you guys the current state on that. I still have to finish cleaning up that sketch a little bit. I don't know if kneaded eraser is gonna do it, or if I just need to get a bigger chunk of plastic eraser and really go to town, or if I'm gonna have to gesso that section. I don't know yet. I will look at that this week and try to figure that out. But I will show you the basic idea of what we're going to be doing when we're done with this one. So I'm trying not to get too carried away here with our highlighty guys. Because, you know, it's easy to get carried away. Just kind of get into a rhythm with it. And it's like, oh yeah, let's just keep going. And sometimes I get to talking. And I stop paying attention. And all that stuff. Because, you know, it happens. I do have a wild card in play though. I do a lot of the blog posts for the Wild Challenges community that I'm part of on their website, and we are waiting to hear back from an individual that we are trying to do an interview with that just hit max level with their challenge character. So I do have that in play. And I have no idea when I'm going to hear back from them. They're from the EU. Schedules aren't meshing, and I don't know when they're going to get us our interview questions handed back to us filled out. So that might slow down or mess up my plans for this week. It shouldn't take me more than a couple of hours to sit through and get it done and get the art done for his post, but it's still a outlying unknown, shall we say. We're not gonna go too gung-ho on this guy, because he's kind of in the back here. We're gonna probably felt him a little extra just to get him to melt into the background a little bit. Oh, we are all sorts of poofy right there. Okay. So we will get that done. And we'll keep going on. I'm trying to be real careful about that finger. I'm trying to use the one finger that's covered as sort of my bodyguard here, because I couldn't get a grip on that little guy there. I was trying. But I was not succeeding in the slightest. You alright?
Oh, I just hit a dumb button.
Oh, how bad are you screwed?
I'm screwed.
What did you... Oh, no. Is he gonna kill you?
Oh, possibly.
Will he... Oh my god, he actually ripped the roof off your house? Isn't he supposed to be an herbivore?
Yeah, and I accidentally shot it.
Oh, you made it angry. Husband's playing Ark.
Shit. I won.
Meat for days, boys.
Yeah.
A lifetime supply of dino jerky. He's playing Ark. So he keeps angering the dinos around him by accident. Or, in his words, they keep walking in front of him when he's trying to do something that requires a hostile action, and then they get mad because they walked in front of him and he did the thing at the exact moment. However you want to interpret that. I'm just getting some more fluff sorted out here so that we can get that ready to go. Sorry, I needed to check in on Discord real quick. Because we had another issue pop up. Or we had an issue pop up, really, with a player that was having trouble listing their character. And I'm trying to find out some more information, because the first person that was attempting to assist them didn't get all of the information that would have been helpful. So, and they didn't put it in the one channel in our Discord for our coders to see specifically, so they know to go check something, because they don't always check the general channel in our Discord, and you know, sometimes there's chatter in there, not often, but sometimes, and you know, things get lost. So, I was trying to grab it to put it in the issues channel, because we have one. So that's where it should go, instead of just tagging the person about a potential bug in the website code to the conversation to begin with. And I went to go and check out their character in the armory, and I noticed something interesting, and I'm like, hey, where did this come from? Did you know, and because different races have different starting gear, and I didn't know what race this character was, because the person originally getting the info didn't ask. And so I wasn't sure if this was a bug that we knew about cropping back up again, or if this was a new bug. And when I went to check out the race, I'm like, oh, this could be a new bug. And then I'm looking at what they have on, and I'm like, you said it wouldn't let you register because of a gear problem. You're telling me it's because of starting gear. But you have leveling gear on the armory page. So, huh? Did you have this on while you were trying to register? Because, yeah, that would be why. But, they haven't answered me back yet. So, they're in the EU. They've probably long since gone to bed. And I don't know if we actually have a problem, or if they said screw it after asking for help getting their character registered and telling us that there was a problem, and decided, never mind, I'm going to just normal level it. Or I don't know if they died and then they put the leveling gear on since they couldn't register it anyway, but some more information would have been nice. They could have updated us and been like, oh, I just died, so never mind with that one. You know, I just trying to get to the problem so that we can fix it. And just a whole lot of non-communication going on. So I messaged them, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. I probably won't hear back from them until, like, who the heck knows when. So I don't know if we really have a problem, or if it was someone not understanding the rules for the challenge setup that they needed to follow to get on the tracking list. I'm very confused. I should probably, because you can't really see stats in the player armory any longer. You used to be able to, but you can't now. Like, we had to do, like, it's buried, right? We had to do our own page to access it through the game data on our website, because otherwise only the player themselves can see it, and I can't see if his character didn't make it out of the starting area, or if something happened shortly after and then he put the heirloom gear on. I don't know what's going on. So I'm trying to investigate further for our coders, which the person that was originally helping them should have done. So I'm a little perturbed. But what can you do? Alright, so we got this one last frond to put a couple of highlights on. I know we have one back here that's kind of coming this way, but I'm not going to highlight him. I feel like he would be in shadow since he's kind of sitting underneath everybody else. Sorry, this guy's a little thick for what I want to do here. This is probably a little thin now, but let's try it. Let's try folding him up. He's probably going to be the same thickness that we just pulled apart. Not quite. Alright, that should do something. Alright, so yeah. So anyhow, you guys working on any arty projects? What are you guys up to today? What are you doing? Are you mind-numbingly bored and you're just kind of kind of wandering through the internets. Are you looking for background noise? What you doing? You're working on any other art projects? Are you looking for inspiration for an art project? Or whatever you're working on. Feel free to tag me on stuff that you guys might be doing on Twitter. I love to see what people do. Like, even if it's something that I can't do, I'd still love to see it. We might be able to inspire each other. I have a Discord, but it's more of just a personal Discord at the moment where I use it to house links that I have to use weekly. Where I just have to edit the link for the new one. Don't really have a community Discord because our community is so small here. Really didn't see the point in doing one yet. If we get big enough, then, you know, we might. But, you know, I'm really excited to get started on our new painting adventure. Be nice to get back to doing similar things to what I used to do. And I'm excited about trying to do our flamingo as a stained glass piece. So it'll be similar to our butterfly. Look at all that fuzz. It'll be similar to the butterfly that we did back in December. So, Mr. Butterfly. My work surface is so cracked. And dusty, apparently. Whew. I need to dust something terrible. We've got a whole horde of dust bunnies going here. So this is the butterfly that we did back end of the year. That we kind of made it look like tile. He's just a piece of wood. I really should pop this up on the website, but I don't have any picture hangers to put on the back of it, although I guess you could pop it in like a really thin shadow box or something. But I don't really have it mountable. I guess that would be someone else's thing to figure out here. Let me see, does this... Okay, that's not gonna grab that. Good, good. Okay. Sorry, there was a notification that I had to check on. I was trying to make sure it wasn't anything that I needed to know about right now. And we seem to be good. Right, I'll tell you, I'm starting to get hungry. We've got a ways to go before we can do dinner. So, what are you guys doing for dinner today? We are doing French toast and roasted diced potatoes. Because our potato experiment the other night came out pretty good. So we're excited about that. And we got the Texas toast bread, so we got the thick boys for for the French toastiness to give it a little more substance. I do have to wash a pan though. Oh, we can't forget that we have to go to the water department on Tuesday. We are out of trash bags. Well, we're out of trash bags for the city. We have to use special trash bags that have the city's name on them. If we want to utilize the trash service that we pay for, as part of our water bill. I forget how much it is a box, and you have to sign up for a certain number of boxes a year, and then you have to pay for each box. But we double bag our trash because the trash bags they provide are flimsy as shit. We really need to do a dump run. And if we took it to the dump ourselves, we wouldn't need to buy the trash bags, but then we'd be like going to the dump like once a week. And
also,
that
it would be $10 a trip one way or
yeah.
another.
So we'd probably end up spending more money just taking it to the dump ourselves in the long run. Alright, so we've got some loose fuzzes. And this is something that I do that I find, you can kind of see our trees here, that I find helps keep our piece a bit flat. You don't have to do this. This is just something I do. I'm knocking stuff everywhere. And that's just, rubbing out the back with either my hand or the back of the handle. If you're doing the back of the handle, be very careful to keep it away from your face. That's gonna take some extra diligence. Sometimes I use a pencil sharpener that's plastic around the edges that's round. You could probably use like the top of a deodorant thingy on the back of it just to help smooth everything out and get us a little bit flatter so we don't have quite so many dips and valleys and things. Alright, so that's pretty much our trees being highlighted. We just had a little bit of fuzz trying to escape there. A little loose ends. Alright, so we're gonna close up that color. And I just store these in sandwich Ziploc bags because it's easier and I can pack a good amount of fluff in here. And it compresses down pretty good, so if you want to open just a tiny part of it and then, try to get it closed, it'll kind of compress on itself if storage space is at a premium for you. So, okay, so we're gonna hit play on our tutorial now, and we're gonna see what else Bob has in store for us. So let's go, Bob. I do have the tutorial muted. So if you want to see the tutorial in full, you're going to want to go to that link there. This is from, oh, my keyboard tray is angry. Probably because it's not the keyboard tray that came with this desk. All sorts of janky make-it-work things going on here. I think I've had this wrist rest that I've transferred from like 3 different desks because I'm happy with it. So that's the link to the original tutorial. It's from Season 3, Joy of Painting from Bob Ross. And this is the second episode of that, where it's called Blue Moon. So bright on Must be just my light. It's a little, I'm using a little tiny LED desk light because it's way too hot in here to be running my other bulb. The other bulb I think is supposed to be an LED daylight bulb, but it gets hot. I do have closed captioning on though. Although it's probably so tiny you probably can't see it. So he's gonna grab his liner brush and he's putting some grassy things in. So kind of probably close to like the browns of our tree trunk, and then, or you know, we can just go straight in with the taupe color maybe and just plop them in. Okay, he does add some of the floofy things on the top. Alright, I was wondering. See, some of them look darker than the others, so I'm trying to figure out if he just used the one color. Oh, so that's all he did. Okay. And then he's going to sign it. So I thought that he was going to shove something else in there, but I wasn't real sure. So we have seagrass to finish up putting in. Now, we could go with just a dark gray, which we might end up doing instead of two-toning it. I think that would probably be easier to deal with here. And then he signed right over his seagrass that he put in. Bob, what are you doing? Can we see the full painting? Yes. Yes, Bob. Okay, cool. Alright, so he did the things and stuff there. Alright, so let's see. He did kind of like a gray color. I kind of have a gray color, and I almost kind of want to just do that. But here, let me grab my grays here. So we have our taupe gray, kind of like our brownish smoky gray. And then we have medium gray, and I'm not sure. So like the taupey color is like our highlight color that we put on there. That's what that's gonna look like. That might be a little bright. But it feels weird to introduce a new color now also. So I don't know. I mean, anything's gonna be really, really bright on this, but I also don't want to do the dark brown. Excuse me, decisions. I honestly think I'm leaning kind of towards the taupey color. Because it's kind of brown, it's kind of shadowy, but also, you know, maybe the light's picking it up too. So, alright, let's get that. Oh, I do need to look up something real super quick. So, let's see, can I look it up over here? I don't think it's gonna grab this window. It's hard to type with these things on my fingers. Okay, so I've decided that we're going to be changing up our signature. We were using the paw print in the signature, but I think it makes more sense to evolve it to a flamingo foot, which is what we're gonna do. Alright, so let's grab, I mean, this does look a little bit of grayish on its own. So let's see here. About getting this guy thinned out a bit. So just kind of like, you know, when you were making snakes with clay, if you did that in school or as a kid, playing with the Play-Dohs or the modeling clay. I had such weak hands when I was in grade school. They're like, here, play with this. You need to play with this. You need to strengthen your hands. And I'm like, really? That's kind of rude. But nothing from my childhood makes sense. 2nd grade, your hands are too weak. But I'm a 2nd grader. I don't care. Your hands are too weak. You need to play with this modeling clay. They like told my mom she had to buy the Crayola modeling clay. Not the model magic shit. I'm talking about the stuff that had the 4 colors in the box. I don't even know if they still make it. That was wrapped in wax paper, and there was 4 round logs, I guess you would call it, of each color stuck to each other in this like long rectangular section, and the stuff like never dried out. Like, I really do wonder at times if there was actually legitly something wrong with me, and that they just kept brushing it off as something else instead of, you know, medically looking for the problem. And I'm like, I'm in 2nd grade. How strong is my grip supposed to be? Like, what? I'm sorry my 2nd grade strength isn't up to your standards. This is something we really need to pull me out of class for. It's so strange. Like, I remember sitting in special education classroom playing with clay, and I'm like, looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, this was a good use of time. Totally. Let me grab a little clumpy guy here. I'm just gonna make a little poof ball. Just gonna kind of stick him on the top there, although that really didn't do what I was hoping it was gonna do. Things were so different in the 80s and the early 90s. Like, looking back now, I just feel like, was I failed? Did the system fail me? Do they still do things this way? I have questions. We don't have a kid, so I don't know what things are like now in school systems. Probably for the best. Oh, with the way my brain is some days. Alright, so I tried to get a little sneaky guy going here, but he's kind of not having it. But it looks like we'll be able to tap him into the right size here. I don't know, maybe I should do both shades. I'm not sure, now I'm torn. Do I want to do some of the brown? Or do I want to do some of the gray in the taupe? Like, I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe the two tones would look better in there. So let's grab a little bit of this. This is the medium gray. I don't think I picked up the dark gray. I don't see it. No, I've got a light gray and I've got this medium gray. I don't think I picked up the dark gray because I was like, oh, I'll get the taupe instead. Or maybe they were out of the dark gray. One day, we'll be expanding our yarn colors. One day. And then we'll be able to do some really fun things. Just don't have the fundage to do that right now. But we're going to be doing our painting project, and that will probably take... I'm thinking probably 3 weeks. If not a little bit longer. And then we'll pick up with our felting along with Bob Ross and the 3rd tutorial in this series. I mean, that medium gray is kind of bright too. Just a bit. Sorry, our bottom edge is a little unruly here. We may have to clean him up a little bit. I'm not even sure if I'm fully in frame. Kind of. I'm down here. You can kind of see the needle going in there. Kind of coming in on an angle because I'm just trying to... It's kind of wonky and uneven. I mean, we can trim it if we really need to, but We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to mess with it too much. Now this one would be interesting to do with tissue paper, I think. Might be a little difficult. Maybe. Oh, my back just hit. Alright. Against my better judgment, we're gonna... Oh, excuse me again. We're gonna add a third color in here. I probably shouldn't, but we're gonna. I'm having a when in Rome moment here, so I just kind of want some darker guys in here. Probably have some smaller guys. Let's see, am I still in frame? No, I'm kind of in frame, so it's kind of hard to see the brown here. Kind of, sort of. It's there. Kind of. Let's see. There. There we go. You can see it. We've got some brown in here. And we're not going to do too much of the brown. Just a little bit. Kind of get the idea of something happening in here. Alright, let's snip that piece off. Alright, and then let's go with another little guy here. He got a little unruly there, but that's all right. That is a-okay. Because that's gonna happen. Alright, let's grab a little bit more of our gray here. And we'll start to lighten this back up a little bit. there was just some little wispy guys that were kind of getting away from us, so all I did there was just kind of lightly and gently grabbed them with the end of the needle, not stabbing in, just on the surface. Kind of twirled them like spaghetti. And then brought them down into there. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you really can't see the brown. I mean, you can kind of see it in person, but camera's not. There we go. The way the light's positioned. And the lighting's just not having it. I mean, I could probably try to put on the other light, but the other light might throw the LED bars across the screen later when I show you our next project. Alright. Oh, you know what? There's just a little nub there, so let's just go ahead and we'll just flip up the little nubby. And we'll get that there. Alright, let's go back in with our taupe. Our taupey taupe. Alright, I'm gonna snake that together. And we'll get this guy worked in here. Try to get some different shades happening. Alright, now instead of cutting this one, I'm gonna bring that one back up. Let's see, I think you guys can still see. Sometimes I lose my place where I am on the screen. You know, I think we probably needed some more of our lighter colors before we threw in some more of our dark guys. So that's probably what we'll do here. Let's just go ahead and smooth that section out. Not real hard, you know. You don't have to shred anything. It is just yarn fibers, so don't have to get too carried away. Alrighty. Just trying to get those little loose end guys in there. This guy was a little long and I kind of want to set him over here. Now he's a thick boy, so probably should have thinned him down a little bit, but that's alright. It'll be okay. Alright. We'll get that all. See, that wasn't so bad. We got him tapped in there. He didn't look too carried away. We got a little stuck to the mat though, but it's alright. That's alright. It happens. We just don't want the entire piece stuck to the mat. That could be problematic. That's why I tend to lift up so often on this one, because we're working on such large pieces that if we wait until the end, the whole thing will be attached to our base. So, because this is a lovely multicolored smorgasbord, shall we say, is from, that we're still using, from previous projects. This project, you know, little pieces are gonna sink in and attach itself to here. So, you know, I'm a little lumpy and uneven on here, and that's fine. It's from, you know, using it and working with it. This is what it originally looked like. This was a clean slate. This is not. So, you know, it's gonna pick up some stuff. So that's why I periodically pull up so we don't become irreversibly attached to the pad. I like that it's gentler on my ears, but it is something to keep in mind. If you're doing something like this, if you're just doing like the animal dolls or figurines or something, you probably won't have that issue. It's just because we're working on such a large piece in the realm of things that we kind of need to do that every so often. Alright, so let's get our grassy things going here. Get back to it. And probably need a few more. Probably do a couple more light guys. And then maybe a couple more dark ones on top of that once we get a little bit more of a base color established here. So hope everybody's been having a good weekend. Hope everybody has a good week. Tell you, we could use some rain badly. It looked like it was gonna last night, and then it drifted back north, and I'm like, no, come back. We need you, rain. We need you bad. What's up? Hold on. 1 second, guys. I will be right back. Sorry about that. I was on the wrong window. I have to have that window up because I have questions on that character and I'm waiting to hear back from the owner. Pardon? I don't want to lose the armory page on that one and I accidentally clicked on it. And I'm like, why am I on here? Why is this up? Sorry, Russell had to tell me something. My dad's supposed to be following like a salt restricted diet or a less salt diet as much as possible, and he had to tell me what my mom was making him for dinner, and I'm like, are you really? Come on now. Like, what the heck, mother? What the heck? Oh, it sounded like it was raining for a minute. It is not. I want it to rain that badly, I'm imagining it. I tell you. I need a vacation. I really need a vacation. Something terrible. Like a vacation away. I need to get out of this madness so much. But that's not going to be happening anytime soon. We need to be close to home anyway. Since we're dealing with appeals and everything, and we don't have the money to do anything anyway. As badly as we both need to get the heck out of here for a little bit, for our sanity, we kind of can't. There's multiple factors involved. Number one, somebody needs to be here to keep an eye on my parents to make sure that they don't, you know, burn the house down or anything. And the last time we used our friend as my dad's babysitter while we were gone. But he's working he's working right now. And he's working a good 50-mile drive away. So that's going to be a little difficult. We also need somebody here to keep an eye on the animals. So ideally it would be the mother-in-law to keep an eye on my parents and the pets. But she's not home. She hasn't been home since when? April? She's out on an RV traveling extravaganza with her sister. She might be coming back in September. Whole lot of feelings around that, but you know, what can you do? And I don't know. We'll see what happens. They make plans and then they never follow through with them, and then the plan changes 10 times after they made the original plan, and the people they told the original plan to aren't told that the plan changed until, well, after it changed in like the 11th hour of the original plan happening. So I don't fucking know. Don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna sit in the corner and rock back and forth and hope that things improve. Because, oh my goodness. At this point, I'm just like, leave me the fuck out of it, unless it actually pertains to me. Okay. But, I mean, you can kind of see that brown in there that time. We're just kind of layering up our grassy bits here as we go along. And Sassy Cat doesn't seem to be quite so sassy today. She's letting me use my chair without complaints, so that's fun. Trying to make those little poof doodles on the top, but that's gonna be kind of hard to pull off. In the space that we're working with. Oof. That was definitely attached. Definitely attached well. Alright, let me just refluff this out. I've got all kinds of fluffy things everywhere. Alright, give me 1 second. I need to gather up colors here before we go any further. Make sure that we're not getting too... Oh, get in there. Too out of hand here. Alright, so there's that one. This is the gray. Just got Ziploc bags flying everywhere with fuzz in them. Okay. And this should be the taupe, but it looks like it might be... Nope, that is all taupe. Okay. Wasn't sure if that got mixed in with... Ooh, that was loud. Sorry. Sorry. Angry Ziploc. Okay. Now, I need to go into my bag of supplies here. And we need a color that's gonna stand out on this. Probably green. Alright. So let's come over to here. So this is the roving that came with the sample set of roving that I had gotten when I was trying to see if I wanted to do this. It has a much different feel to it than the acrylic yarn. This I think is actually wool. So it's a lot frizzier, is how I would best describe it. So that's why Marvin looks a little rough around the edges, because Marvin was done with this stuff and not necessarily the acrylic yarn. Alright, so we might have to clean up this bottom edge just a little bit because it's a little wonky wonks. We're going to clean up our side edge here, so we're going to do our signature. Over here. It's going to be a little difficult to do this, so it might not look that great, but we'll try to get the point across. Okay, there's one letter. Just make sure we're all attached in there. So this stuff, when my fingers are sweaty, it wants to stick to them. Something terrible. So if you have hot hands, you might prefer the acrylic yarn to the Sorry, there's just a little thin there. You might prefer the acrylic yarn to the roving. And then, you know, if you have a wool allergy, you're probably going to want the acrylic yarn anyway, so. Alright, there's our second D that's all sorts of wonkiness. Alright, and now to do our little flamingo foot, so let's see. Let me look up my flamingo foot. Okay, so we kind of have our center guy here. And we need just a little bit more. And we will get this one tacked in here. Alright, and we will snip that. And then we will get this guy. Put into there. And he's gonna decide to not be visible. Because of course he is. Alright, let's see. Let's see how that goes. Well, it kinda looks like a flamingo footprint. Kinda. It's not a marijuana leaf. It's supposed to be a mingo. Let's see if I can get the edges cleaned up. It's difficult because it's a small thing, but we know what it's supposed to be, right? Okay. So let me, well, I don't want to close that yet. I don't know if we're done with it. So I'm gonna just kind of stick that in there. Let's zoom back out. Again, you're probably gonna see all of the things from my desk and me, part of me. Apologies, but you know, my work surface is a little bit cramped. So we have to make do with the space that we got. Like right here is the boxes or books that my monitor is sitting on. My one monitor. My other monitor's like that way. But alright, that guy can go back in there. Alright, so we're gonna get our scissors. Skizzer time. This is the scary part. For me, at least, because I can't cut on a straight line to save my soul. I might have to bring this in a little bit more. But I wanted to see Oh goodness, yes, I can't cut straight for the life of me. Oh goodness, okay, so let's see here, we need to, we should have waited to do our signature, because now, let's see, can we, you know what, this is what we'll do. We're not gonna panic. We're gonna grab some more fluff and we'll just fix it that way. 'Cause I mean, yeah, that's a pretty wonky edge there, but you know. That's why I say mats cover a multitude of sins. I don't have any mats to sell this with, but you know, and I don't want to mat something that might not go with your decor. I mean, you might think a different color mat might make this pop better. So we are going to clean up that edge like this. And it's not the end of the world. Because, you know, shit happens. Especially with this. It's really hard to get and keep a straight edge. Especially when your base turns out to not be the size that the packaging said it was gonna be. So that's a little frustrating. So the felt squares that we're working on, the packaging said 9 by 12 or 9 by 11 or something like that. So I'm like, okay, well, if we make this 8 by 10, that'll give me a little bit of wiggle room on the edges and we can clean up the edges. Cool, no problem. When we went to measure out 8 by 10 on the felt base, we barely got to 8 on the one side, and I'm like, what? I was like, what is the shenanigans? So, I mean, that was a whole ass thing, so. And I didn't have the funding to go out and buy new felt. And we could have tried to go a little bit smaller. Excuse you, supplies falling over. Let's not be doing that. Something in my tower of art supply doom just made a weird noise. So I wasn't about to just not use it, and we could have tried to go a little bit smaller. However, Bob stuff is very difficult to go small on. We've gone small on it before, so I mean we've kind of pulled it off, but in smaller size, and we're already going smaller compared to the size that he's painting. However. It's difficult to go smaller in the needle felting with his stuff, because you don't really have the teeny tiny paintbrushes to get the point across. I mean, we could try to go a little bit smaller on the next one. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll see what 6x6 looks like on one of these guys. Okay, so we're just getting this edgy edge cleaned up a bit. Or at least we're trying to. Alright, I feel like we're gonna need a little bit more on that corner there. And see, it's cleaning up pretty good. Sometimes scissors fixes it. Sometimes you just have to come back in and recover it. So, not a huge tragedy. Just, you know, another step involved, that's all. Did she turn the oven off?
Yeah, she turned it off.
Can you go put it back on? Because we're gonna need it.
Okay, so you're wrapping up soon?
Within the next half hour, or you just want to leave it go?
I would just wait.
Okay.
I'm in no rush. I did have a hot dog when your mom made them.
Okay. I thought we were just about done, and then
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Wonkyville took over, so... And I wasn't expecting Wonkyville to have such a large population today. My bad. I'm just trying to make sure we're good to go on that edge section. So let's grab a little bit more of our black fluff. Try not to stab our finger, because that's not a fun time. Alright. Whoop. Let's put it in the base and not the felt pad only, because that won't get us very far. So we are sideways at the moment, so... When are we not sideways, though? I mean... We live to be sideways here, pretty much, most of the time. We are just cleaning up our edge now that we've trimmed off some of the excess. And it got a little more wonky than I was expecting. So that's why I said, you know, when you buy these out of the shop, do remember that you're probably going to want to mat them. Unless you like the weirdness of the edges, then hey, that's cool. Some people go for that. Some people like it. To them, it makes it feel more handmade and stuff. Some people like the personality of that. We are just cleaning up our edgy boos here. So everybody was having a good weekend. Hope everybody has a good week. Anybody doing anything fun for the holiday weekend? I will say this, if you are in the States and you're shooting off fireworks, please, 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 please do not be drunk when you are shooting them off, and please, please, please shoot them responsibly. We don't want holidays to turn into tragedies. You are using an explosive. It might be colorful and pretty, but it's still an explosive, so don't be holding them and everything and being dumb with them, okay? A friend was already telling me about a tragedy that happened in her area already this weekend with a kid that was trying to shoot some off. Good evening, Mrs. Rock Guru. I hope you are well. I have not had a chance to see if the pull and the hat or we buff stack. I don't think the hat stacks with stuff, but I have not had the chance to check that. Last night, my main goal when the fair went live was to see if 3 of the mini games counted as kills for pacifists, and that was my main objective, because I was already a little disgruntled that the time of the fair starting was not accurate. Because the list for the event starting on the in-game calendar says that it starts at 12:01 a.m. server time. It should state starts at 12:01 a.m. Pacific time, because I checked my server at 12:01. At 12:01 server time, and there was no Dark Moon Fair to be had. I came back at 12:01 my local time, and there was still no Dark Moon Fair to be had. It actually didn't start for me until 2 a.m. 2:01 a.m., which was 12:01 a.m. Pacific time. So I wasn't real happy about that. So I was just kind of in a let's just get this done so I can get this article posted and go the heck to bed. So I mean, I made use of the time working on a challenger, but I also don't really like working on challengers after midnight, because sometimes my internet gets a little stupid late at night. I don't know if they're doing updates or maintenance or whatever, but sometimes it likes to just drop out on me, and I'm like, oh, like what happened one night last week. So fortunately it hadn't counted me in combat yet, because I hit Soulglaive on my Demon Hunter and nothing happened, and I was like, what? I was like, don't even tell me that this is how the Demon Hunter is gonna go down. And then we dropped, like we full on dropped. It wasn't even a micro drop. Like Russell's Discord call with our friend even dropped out, and he couldn't hear us talking or anything. And then it came back up and I was still standing there, and I was like, oh, okay, it dropped before it registered me attacking the things, so that's good. And then Russell's like, maybe you should log out. And I'm like, yeah, probably should. But I would have been working, I would have done like a mindless, Mikeless Minecraft last night. But I didn't want to lose track of time. And I didn't want to start a stream not knowing when the fair was going to come up, since I had to keep bouncing back and forth. So, something you noticed on your working man, seems that I'm not getting levels on Old Azeroth fishing for some reason. Still sitting at 4 of 300 only. Got points from the fishing daily. Where are you fishing? You can't get fishing points when you fish in the cities any longer. Fair and I were dicking around with that the one night because we're like, what the heck? And it seemed like I had to go out of, was it Elwyn? Like, I think I had to go into Westfall before I started getting points in fishing. And fishing at Darkmoon Fair, I think, is only awarding Shadowlands fishing points, though I could be wrong. Yeah, Stormwind's not awarding points for fishing right now, and I don't know if that's a bug or if they did that as intended. I don't know. We found that to be odd. We're not quite sure what the deal is. I don't know if it was a documented change for reasons that we missed. I don't know. It's been weird for a while. But we also found it very odd that while Whack-A-Knoll will give pacifists killing blows, so you can't do it, the Tonk Commander one, where you're shooting targets and destroying them, doesn't. And ready, aim, shoot, or he shoots, he scores, whatever one that one is. The target practice one, that one doesn't give kills either. It's so inconsistent. It's consistently inconsistent for Blizzard because you're destroying stuff. So, well, like, you're not technically destroying the targets, but you are destroying, well, you are in the Tonk Commander, but not in the shooting gallery. So, it doesn't make sense for Tonk Commander to not be giving kills when you're whacking, I guess because maybe the Knoll counts as a humanoid. Maybe, but then again, there's a quest to put out fires in, is it Grizzly Hills? Somewhere in Northrend, there's a quest to put out fires, and if you do that, it counts as kills. So it makes no effing sense whatsoever. So, which is why we have to test stuff. Yeah, no problem. And it just baffles us to no end. Alright, so I'm just trying to get this in here, wrapped around our signature. Get that guy cleaned up. Alright, that, oh, right, so we felted that one to the mat, and not to the felt base. Fun times. Fun times. Let's see if we can do that again. The way we meant to do it. If it lifts up, if it attaches to the mat again, I'm just gonna be like, screw it. And that'll just be a wonky edge, but, well, a more wonky edge. I mean, it's already pretty wonky here. Who's up walking around?
Mobile.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty cleaned up there. I mean, we lost a little bit of our edge there, but you know, if you slap a mat on that guy, it'll be fine. Alright. Welcome back. The other thing you noticed on the particular Gnome Green Man you're playing, for some reason, it did not start with her pet when I made her. Yeah, I don't think any of them do now. I don't think any of the hunters start with a pet anymore. They changed that again. Like, if they're gonna change it, I wish they would leave it, but they keep changing it back and forth. It's like the old hunters, where you had to go out and find your pet instead of starting with one. And they do have the gnome robot bunny in the starting area, though I don't know if he scales to the hunter level or if you have to be a certain level, or if you have to have the mechanical glyph to get him now. I don't know what his deal is anymore. Like I said, they keep changing shit fast and furious, and I just can't keep the hell up with it. Your allied races do. That's interesting. Maybe it's a bug. See, another thing that's consistently inconsistent. That's so dumb that the allied races would start with a pet, and that the base races don't. Like, what? Make it make sense. 'Cause from where I'm sitting, it sure as hell doesn't. Alright, so we're just gonna work on cleaning up this edge a bit. And hopefully not make it worse. Hang on. This section here is being a little extra in this one spot. Okay, I think that fixes that. And they still show the pets when you're creating. See, that's dumb. I would almost open a bug ticket on that and see if they answer you. Or maybe check the forums, the Blizzard forums, and see if somebody posts about that. My only other place to go to maybe try to find out what the hell's going on would be to check Wild Petopia and see if they mention anything about that being a change or something. I don't know why would they give it to the allied races and not Blizzard. You almost need to be like a walking encyclopedia of every change ever in order to keep up with this stuff, because it just seems to change like on a whim. I don't know if this changed with Shadowlands. I don't know if this changed further back. I don't know if this was a patch change. I don't know. I know it doesn't make any damn sense. I know that much. Alright, so we are just working on cleaning up our edgy bows here. Or at least we're trying to. It's a little tougher when it's the bright neon orange with the black background. We didn't clean up the edges on the other one, really. I didn't really feel like we needed to on the other one. Because it was sort of like a tealy green base, so it kind of was alright. And once you get it in a frame and everything, it probably wouldn't be all that noticeable. But with this bright ass orange, I kind of feel like we need something. We need to at least try to clean that up just a little bit. Alright, I'm just trying to kind of even out our top edge up here because we are a little wonky. It's not terrible, but it is a bit wonky. There was a question asked and replied. It seems it changed back in 2020 because you can get the call pet skill at level 5 on veteran accounts. It seems to change back in 2020 because you get the call pet skill at level 5 on veteran accounts. You don't. Okay, so that's why your allied races are going to start with the pet, because the allied races start above level 5. So that's why they're still getting their pet. Sorry, that took me a minute to process. Okay, so that's why they're still getting them then. But, you know, these changes, can we stop changing things so dang much? Maybe. Alright, well now we know. Now we know. I don't know if Fair would have more information about that fishing weirdness. If you want, you can go ahead and message her, but I would message her today or tomorrow. I wouldn't wait on it because she's going to be away from her computer for a little while this week. So if you want to get that info soon, I would do it today or something. But she might know more about it than I do. I know my information was very vague, but I'm pretty sure when her and I were trying to fuss with it, that we both noticed it, and we were like, hey. And I think I had to leave Elwyn Forest altogether. If I'm remembering correctly, she might remember better. You could have put that better, only the veteran account. It only affects veteran accounts, but what is a yeah, I don't know what the hell, what do they consider a veteran account? Like, that's dumb. Like, they should have explained what accounts are considered veteran accounts. I mean, I guess my account would be considered veteran. Is veteran vanilla? Is veteran before a certain year? Like, mine was created during the Burning Crusade. So, I don't know. I don't. But I can see how the allied races would start with the pet, though. If you like, ignore the veteran account thing, because, you know, if you get the ability at level 5, they start at, what levels do the allied races start at? I feel like I want to say 10, but now I'm not sure if I'm correct. Like I said, there's been so much chaos with changes and level squish and all of the things. Let's see, are we, nope, we weren't really attached there. So we're trying to, like, I just barely flipped the edge there. But we weren't really attached. Okay. Just googled it. Veteran accounts are classed as an account which had a previous subscription. A subscription was asked. Oh, a question was asked back in. Veteran accounts are classed as an account which had a previous. What? A previous subscription. That still doesn't make sense. A previous subscription. I mean, if I started my account in 2018, let it lapse for a year, came back in 2020, is that considered a previous subscription? That still doesn't explain a whole lot. Or it still doesn't really answer the question. Or maybe I'm being dumb and I'm just not understanding. That's entirely possible. Like, I feel like there would be a date attached to that, because I feel like it should be accounts made before X date would be considered veteran accounts. Because you could have made a new account recently, let the sub lapse for, what, a couple of months, and then come back. Like, what? I don't know. My brain doesn't understand I might just not. It might be me. It's more than likely me. I have a tough time wrapping my head around things sometimes. So, you know, okay. Okay, Blizzard. Sure. You bet. There's a blue post back in 2015. I don't know if it'll let you link it. You can message it to me. But even then, is that blue post still current? Like, you know what I mean? The way they're changing stuff. Like, are they still going with that philosophy? I don't know. I guess. It doesn't make sense. When did Burning Crusade come out? Like, I haven't made a new hunter in I don't know how long, so... The last new hunter I made was during BFA. And that was a mech gnome. And they started at a level where they got a lot of their things already. That did not go in the felt base. This side did not look like it was gonna be this troublesome. And it's actually... Oh! That's what the ripping noise was. Okay. Well then. That's fun. Let's see if we can fix that here. I'm like, oh, that was a scary ripping noise. Why did it do that? Because it wasn't actually attached. Is what that was about. Oy. Keeping up with the Blizzard changes is just... It's a whole ass lot. Most of the time. That's almost a full-time job in and of itself. Alright, let's see if this is attached now. Okay, that's better. Kind of. I probably should have trimmed that section there, but I didn't. Okay. So yeah, we're still gonna have some wonky edges here, but at least if we can get most of this bright ass orange dealt with, that's all I'm really hoping for here. Without too many other issues. Cropping up. I feel like that did not go into our base. I feel like we are going straight into the felting pad. We'll find out here in a minute. Well, maybe we're in the base. Maybe we're mostly in the base. Ugh. Alright, no, we're in there. I didn't want to let go, but we're in there. Alright. Now, it's not going to be perfect, because the fibers like to pull each other, or I haven't found out the secret to keeping them from getting all uneven edged. The secret is probably work smaller and then try to cut straight when you're cleaning up your edges. That's probably what it really is. Oi. Alright. We need a teeny tiny bit. Right in. Oh, let go, let go. The fluff is getting sassy. Tell you, the black fluff is just picking up every fuzz that's flying through this house. Let's see, how's that looking? Looking pretty good. We still have a little bit of edge to clean up here. Alright, so I'm going to drop our tutorial for now because we don't really need it. Give me 1 second here. Oh my goodness, I can't type with these things on my fingers. Sorry, I had to answer a question in Discord real quick from one of the admins. Okay. So let's get back to cleaning up our edge here. Whoop. Let's try to hit the base instead of just the pad, because, you know, that's not going to do anything. Alright. Let's work on getting that nice and fluffed. And we'll get that filled in a bit. Okay. Whoop. There we go. Alright. So we have just this little bit of orange left to fill in on this side. Oh, and my entire leg is asleep. That's not good. Didn't think sitting that way was going to cause that to happen. Surprise. Alright, so I'm working on this bottom edge down here. It might be a little difficult to see that. Alright. Okay, so I think we've cleaned up our bottom edge as best as that's gonna happen. We've got our signature here. So yeah, I would say that project number 2 for needle felting along with Bob Ross is in the books. What are you guys saying? It didn't come out too bad. You know, for the first time doing this one all together. So it should be pretty good. I mean, there's some things I would change with it, but you know, all in all, not terrible. Not terrible. It looks a little brighter on the screen than it actually is, because of the way the lights are hitting it. But, you know, I don't think it came out too bad considering we weren't following along with paint. This is gonna be the original. Let me see if I can. Nope, that does. Okay, let me try to. So this is what the original, what his looked like. And remember, that's with paint, and he can shade and all that other stuff with the paint and everything. And then this is what ours came out like. So not terrible. room for improvement, maybe, but you know, as with all things, you'll see that with your stuff. So I'm fairly happy with that. So you got a question, or you got a discussion from 2020 with a quote from a blue post. Oh my goodness, I can't speak anymore today. Blizzard at the time viewed any player with a level 50 tune or the pre-squish equivalent as a veteran account. Anyone who did not get a tune to max or get a tune on an account to max prior to BFA is a new account. So you would have had to have completed BFA once to access Chromie Time. Okay, that makes more sense now. Okay, I was going to say, there has to be a timeline definitive there. Sorry, I feel like I inhaled fuzz. I would not be surprised if I inhaled fuzz, but I feel like I did. So, I mean, we got the edges cleaned up quite a bit. Now, next week, let me grab him. We'll be painting next week. We're going to take a little break from fluff because it's been hot, and I want to work on our painting a little bit as everything is flying everywhere. So we're going to be working on our flamingo. Ignore this mess back here because I haven't finalized what we're doing with the background yet. I still have to finish sketching that in, but I'll have to zoom a bit further out because this is an 11 by 14. So we're going to paint this guy. We'll probably have some leaves or greenery or something up there, and might put some cattails down in front here. But we're going to do him like a piece of stained glass, where we're going to have the black lead lines throughout and different thicknesses here and there. And I think that's how we're going to handle this guy. So that's what we'll be working on next week. Just going to take a little break from the needle felting, and but we're not done needle felting. We will get back to it. We're just taking a little break next week to work on another project until I can have the time to add a second art day in during the week, which is the goal. And we're slowly trying to get to that goal. Don't know when that's going to happen, but we're working on it. So yeah. So that's going to be it for today. My next stream day is going to be on Wednesday. We'll be working on some WoW Challenges stuff. And Thursday we have Parkitect campaigns. Or at least a campaign. I think we're starting a new one, I want to say. I feel like we completed the one we're working on this week, I think. And then on Friday, we'll be back in Planet Zoo. We'll be working on the staff building area for the otters, since we didn't quite get there, since I got way involved and carried away on our talk point area for them. But yeah, so there is no stream on my channel on Saturday. However, I will be co-hosting the WoW Challenges podcast this week with Lena, and Taco is going to be on this week. So that will be fun to catch up with her. It's been a good while since she's been on the show. So, and don't forget, Taco needs help with new taco names. So, taco-themed names she needs with the word taco in it or something, because she's run out of name ideas because she has to spell them backwards because Blizzard gets mad at her when she spells it forward. So, you know, it has to be within the character limit. I think it's 12 characters for the names, so send those ideas in. You can send them to the WoW Challenges email, or you can DM them on Twitter and I'll grab them and I'll throw them in the show notes, or you can message me directly on Discord, and because I'm in the WoW Challenges Discord, and I will get them to where they need to go. So yeah, so you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy your holiday for those that are in the States. Remember, let's be adults when handling explosives if you are in a state that allows you to set them off and you plan on doing so. And I will see you all on Wednesday as planned. Now, we might do a couple Mikeless Minecrafts later at night during the week, or spontaneously if I have the time to do them earlier in the day. You never know. That could also be a thing. I might change it up where some days we're in the new world and some days we might be working on that old world that we had been working on with the wall and things. But I've got a lot of demo. I don't know if people really want to watch me do demo, but I've been finding some interesting things as I've been demoing through sections. I've been finding spawners and caves and things. So I don't know. We'll see. It's a lot of demo though. A lot of demo. But I will see you all later this week. Maybe later tonight if we do a surprise Minecraft one. But until next time, you guys stay safe and have a good one.